Next down the list, someone wanted to know, which I think is a great question also, what is the best product for underneath the eye for losing volume or treatment that can be done in regards to losing volume underneath the eye?
Nothing.
Shit.
Sorry. So as we age, and actually not
filler?
necessarily as we age, but some people can even be born with this, they're known as tear troughs, and as we age everything is moving down, and that's actually why we get these nasolabial folds in our jowls, because everything is heading south. We've got these 3 fat pads, and the most superficial one is the one that drops first, and that's what creates this tear trough or loss of volume under there. So what you need is exactly what you just said, it's filler. And I guys want you to know that I'm not the kind of therapist that is out there saying you need filler, you need Botox. Like, injectables definitely have their place, but I'm not an injectable pusher. But I think it's always really important that people know when they need to lean on these sorts of things, and then you can make the decision, okay, well, I hate my tear troughs, but I hate the concept of filler more, so I'm not going to do anything about it. But filler can be used in lots of different ways, and one of the things that I love about filler being used under here is that it doesn't change the shape of the face.
Right.
People can use filler to you know, increase their volume in their cheeks beyond what they would normally, or in their lips, or, you know, in their temples. They can be used in so many different ways, or create a whole new jawline.
Yeah, or even on their nose. I've heard people have done it. Yeah,
like non-surgical, you know, rhinoplasties, which can be phenomenal. But running a little bit of filler under here can be so subtle, and it doesn't make you, no one will ever know.
No.
It'll just be the difference between you looking tired or looking, you know, hollow under the eyes and not. And you probably used to have that, but you just haven't had it for a little while.
And hollow's like the best way to describe it, I feel like. Kind of that empty, hollow, all of a sudden it's like empty. Does that also help with dark circles?
Yes, because what's happened is you've lost this volume there, and underneath where the volume was is all of these blood vessels and lymphatic tissue, which need to be there because they're our eyes and they need a lot of nourishment. But that's what you see. And also, you know, couple that with like rubbing and pushing the certain iron and other fluids out of the vessels. It really is a melting pot for this sort of like darkness creation. So running some filler also camouflages that. It just keeps everything underneath the filler and creates this gap between the skin and all that discoloration, and that goes as well. So there is no eye cream, like some eye creams can help to stimulate circulation, so it can move a little bit of that lymphatic fluid, and also kind of stimulate the circulation a bit there. I'm on the fence about that. There are other eye creams that can sort of camouflage by having certain sort of light refracting properties in them, and can also have a little bit of colour to them as well, so that you can camouflage the discoloration. There might be a little bit of plumping that can go on in some eye creams, but yeah, unfortunately it would be it's putting too much pressure on an eye cream to fix a problem like that.
Well, so you don't have a favorite eye cream, is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I've got lots of favorite eye creams.
Well, just tell us your number one or number 1 and 2.
But once again, it's about what's your concern. So if it's this sort of discoloration, there's a product by Cosmetics called Eye Doctor. Sorry, Cosmetics is OptiCrystal, and Cosmetics Elite is Eye Doctor, and they have this liquid crystal that if you use too much you look like a shiny disco ball, but it has all of these different colours that helps to camouflage, and some good plumping ingredients too. Other good product by Tiamine that also helps to stimulate, and I think they give a money back guarantee as well.
Wow.
They certainly do in Australia, so if you look that brand up and see if they offer that money back guarantee, that's the best one for dark circles and sort of under eye puffiness as well. But nothing's going to help like a bit of filler is.
Yeah, like a little bit of filler.
You can expect a bit of change, but certainly not a lot of change. Because
you're actually replacing the volume with the filler, and obviously go to someone who's qualified and conservative.
I think it's good for people to know this, because it's similar to the Botox debate as well. You know, when people come to me and they say, I hate these lines between my eyes or on my forehead, the last thing that people ever expect me to say, because I'm not an injector, so I don't offer this service, the last thing people expect me to say is, honey, you need Botox.
Right.
But I'm not telling you to get it, but the thing is, Botox is the only thing that is going to help those lines, because the issue is happening at a muscular level.
Yep.
It's not a dermal level, it's not an epidermal level, it's a muscular level. And we don't have products that work at a muscular level. Botox is injected into the muscle, so that's where the change happens. So it's the same sort of scenario with this under eye issue, is that it's a dermal issue.
Right.
And it's a volume issue. And products don't replace volume.
No.
They can help stimulate it over time, but not nearly to the extent that under eye dark circles need help.
No, absolutely not. And I think Botox is one of the best anti-aging things anti-aging tools you can use.
When done subtly and appropriately and by a good practitioner.
Subtly, appropriately.
Because it can go wrong.
It can go very wrong. I mean, it's with anything. You have to be balanced. It has to be done right and conservatively. True. You can overdo anything, is my point.
Yeah, but nothing, Botox, the margin for error, not to disagree with you, but once it's there, it's there. And
That's true.
It will go, because no Botox is permanent.
It's like, oh, the wrong foundation color is on. Wipe that off. Let's go do, not the case with Botox. This is where you have to go to someone who's right.
And I think a good Botox practitioner does less, and if you need more, we'll get you in again. And if you need a little bit more, we'll get you in again, rather than putting far too much in, and you're like, what the fuck?
Just happened.
Are we allowed to swear?
Yes, we are.
Because I know so many people that need it and really want it, but they had such a bad experience the first time round that they'll never do it again. And then unfortunately, they're not going to get the results they want.
Right.